Hello and welcome to Central Hardin High School in Cecilia, Kentucky. HCEC-TV with you. We got live action. It's a run, play action fake to Tinsley, and he's going to be off the right side, spinning off of a couple people, and he'll be close to a first down. I believe he's got it. It's playoff action. It is the Central Hardin Bruins hosting the Daviess County Panthers. Panthers are in the white tops, black pants with the red helmets. They're going left to right on your screen, going right to left on your screen in the blue tops, gray pants, and gray helmets are the Central Hardin Bruins. I'm Drew Bernardi. Joining me tonight, as always as analyst, is Jesse Bird. Shotgun look. Takes the snap. He's going to hand off to the left side. Coming around the corner, it's going to be number 21. That's Landon Newman on the run. He's a wide receiver and defensive back. He's a junior. Number 3, Joseph Cameron is your quarterback tonight. Jesse, it's going to be an interesting game. The Daviess County Panthers like to pass the ball. The Central Hardin Bruins, on the other hand, they're a running team. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams match up tonight.
They are, and I'm very excited to see. Central's only played a couple teams that have been really strong on the pass this year. So really excited to see how they defend that tonight.
Shotgun look. He's going to motion a man out to the left. He's looking to throw. He's going to fire it across the middle, and it's dropped. He's looking for number 6. Alex Nally. The winner of this game is going to be region champions, and they're going to host next week the winner of Trinity and Simon Kenton. So whichever team does come out of here with a win is going to have a tall task ahead of them. Simon Kenton with 1 loss. Trinity undefeated.
Drew, correct me if I'm wrong, but has Trinity lost a game in the last couple of years?
They have not lost a game since 2015. Cameron will take the snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to fire it across the middle. It's tipped and just about. I tell you, if there had been a Bruin in that area, that would have been intercepted, and they'd had a lot of room in front of them. Those high passes are dangerous, especially if you've got safety help behind, because that's easy to be picked off. It's going to bring up 4th and 9 on the 39 for the Panthers, and they are in punting formation.
Notice Central Hardin has 2 back to return the punt tonight. It's not a usual formation for the Bruins.
Yeah. Wilkerson and George will be back.
Very good, deadly combination back there, Drew.
Very deadly. It's a rugby-style punt. It's going to go over towards the sidelines, take a Daviess County bounce, and be out of bounds at about the 30-yard line is where they're going to take over. It's another chilly night here. It's 48 degrees. On and off winds when they are on. They're 5 miles an hour coming from the near side to the far side. The Panthers won the toss. They elected to receive, so the Bruins will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. It'll be the Bruins coming out in a under center look with Hobbs, 2 backs behind him. He really likes that formation, especially here late in the season and into the playoffs.
He does, and it's one that's really opened up the pocket for him when he does want to pass. He's got that extra blocker set up in the backfield.
Valentine on the carry.
Tackled
by number 10, Oost.
So one thing I'm interested to see here, I'm looking at these wonderful stat sheets you put together, Drew. Daviess County has allowed 2,151 yards rushing, averaging 179 yards a game. Now, Central averages on the ground about 119 yards a game. They're mainly a rushing team, so it looks for Central to kind of exploit that weaker rush defense from Daviess County.
Valentine on the carry. He's got a lot of room, and he's got a first down out to the 45-yard line. This is a team, the Bruins, if you let them run, they will kill you all night. And one of my keys to the game was very simple for Central Hardin, and that was to keep the ball out of the hands of this Daviess County offense. And by running like this, they can very well do that.
That was a big thing we noticed against Southwestern last week. They put them in a lot of dangerous situations by maintaining possession of the ball. Central does a really good job of taking their time on the drive and just running the clock down, and that pays dividends for them later in the game.
Wilkerson on the carry. He's going to pick up a couple. Actually, they're going to say he didn't pick up any at all. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 on the 47-yard line. Hobbs is going to send a man in motion.
It's like Daviess County may be showing a little bit of blitz on this play with 2 outside linebackers lined up close.
It's a handoff. Nope, it's a pass, and he's looking for somebody, fires it back, and he's got a man on the right side of the field. A flag on the play. Several of them.
Looks like maybe looking at a bit of a personal foul there, a little bit of a tussle on the far side.
Silvas on the reception.
Silvas was able to pick up the reception. We're waiting to see what the flag is.
Now you saw right there, Daviess County had 4 linemen set up. The defensive ends and the defensive linemen crashed inside to the gaps. They had the 2 outside linebackers lined up on the outside. They were showing the blitz heavily there. They're also playing very close. That's where in that wing formation you need one of your running backs to pick up one of those blitzes. When that blitz wasn't picked up there, it shut down the time Hobbs had. It kind of rushed him. He had to run to the far side like that. Luckily, Silvas did catch the ball, but that's one play that's a bad situation if you get sacked that far in the backfield.
Unfortunately for the Bruins, it's all going to be for not an eligible man downfield. It's going to put him behind the chains. It's going to be 2nd and 15 at the 42-yard line. Hobbs will continue to work out from the under center position. Little confusion here. While they sort this out real quick, mind you, this is an HCEC-TV student production. Special thanks to our live sports sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, and West Point Bank. Hobbs under center, 2 backs behind him. Takes the snap, hands off to Valentine. Valentine running over people. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Tackled by Daviess.
Tackled by Daviess. So you wonder if they're going to, we see them go to this jet sweep play with Gavin George. It's kind of a reverse, if you will. You have to wonder if they're going to try to do that a little bit tonight.
I think they will at some point. Right now, with the outside linebackers continuously shading in blitzing, the jet sweep's not a play that you can get away with really easily here.
Hobbs is going to look to pass. He rolls out, fires one down the field, got a man wide open. It's Diaco Wilkerson. 10-5, touchdown Bruins.
What a great play by Hobbs and Diaco Wilkerson. So, and I've said it time and time again this season, and I credit the offensive coordinator from Central Hardin. He picked up on the fact that they were only leaving man coverage down at the bottom, and they're playing so close to the line of scrimmage to kind of stop the run that they left Wilkerson open on the outside. All he had to do was beat the man coverage, and he took off downfield for a wide open touchdown.
We just talked about them being a running team, and the first touchdown of the game, it's Hobbs to Wilkerson for a 58-yard touchdown.
Very impressive play. Central, like we said, Central's more of a heavily run team, but if that's something they can exploit tonight, it definitely look for them to do that.
Good snap, good hold, good kick, and the Bruins lead 7-0 with 8:12 left in the first quarter. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable and limited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating 737-6900 online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank, 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point online at westpointbank.com.
And Baker back to receive for the Panthers.
So now for Daviess County, they have to answer. This is not a game where you can get behind and expect to be able to come back at your leisure. The Bruins are a kill the clock, run the ball type of team, and I do not see them letting Daviess County back in this if they get just a little bit of a gap on them.
I don't believe so. I think they're going to try to shut them out here. That'll be 2 and out for Daviess County, and that's going to be the big thing they want to do. Central right here wants to get the ball back, score again, and establish somewhat of a dominance here in the first quarter.
Low bouncing kick. It's going to be fielded by one of the upbacks. He's got a little bit of room, but gets brought down just as he crossed the 35-yard line.
Tackled by Perry.
Tackled by Perry. And
Rummage on the return.
so now Daviess County will set up 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line.
Ball's on the 38.
8:07 left to go. They are trailing 7-0. Seems to be some kind of discussion going on between the ref and the players. Shotgun look for Cameron. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Going to fire it off to the right side. And that's, another dangerous pass. Bounced off of the hands of Tinsley and ricocheted in between about 3 Bruins. As they set up now, it'll be 2nd and 10 on the 38-yard line. 8:03 left to go. It's another shotgun look for Cameron. They run a spread offense, so expect them to be in the shotgun with the protector the entire night. It's going to be play action, a little swing pass out to the left side and getting a little bit of yardage.
Baker out of bounds.
The screen play to the outside is a decent play to try to open up some room and kind of throw the defense off. But Central is so strong when it comes to their corners and outside linebackers. It's not a play that you can really set up much throughout the night.
Brings up 3rd and 7. The Bruin faithful stacked in here tight, and they're getting loud. Shotgun formation, protectors to his right. 2 receivers splits the top side, 1 to the near side. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Big rush coming, and down he goes. Deontay Duncan on the sack.
Back to the 30.
Back to the 30, so that is going to set up a punting situation for the Daviess County Panthers. And this is the Bruins team we've seen this entire postseason. It's blitzing, it's pressure, it's big splash plays, and that's exactly what we just saw. And that's why it's 4th and 17 for the Daviess County Panthers.
It's a strong, dominating setup by the defense, and that's really what Central's got to work for.
High punt. That is going to take a Daviess County bounce to the good side of the 50, but not by much. It's going to be down at about the 49-yard line. That's going to set the Bruins up with great field position after they just had a quick drive for a touchdown.
I believe they're starting within about 6 yards of where they started off the last time when they had possession of the ball. What we got to look for is how is Daviess County going to adjust here? You just gave up a passing touchdown, but you know Central's strong on the run. So I'd like to see Daviess County the way they're going to set up their defense. It looks like they're going to continue to play tight with no safety back.
It's a quick pitch out to the right side and trying to find a little bit of room and finding a small crack is going to be Gavin George on the carry.
George on the carry. Pick up
Brings up
3.
2nd and I'll call it a long 6. Bruins come out. They love the split back look as they are into Daviess County territory on the 48-yard line. 2nd and 7. Hobbs turns, gives to the second man. Finds a little crack, and here he goes off to the races, up over the 35, inside the 30. Gavin George on a great carry. Down to the 26-yard line. That's another first down for the Bruins.
That's another scenario where with those defensive ends and tackles crashing inside like that, the outside linebackers are coming in on the blitz. No one's set up by the defense to contain the outside. Central's exploiting that.
Hobbs will go under center. Takes the snap, hands off to Valentine, and Valentine's going to spin around for a couple yards.
Valentine on the carry. Tackled by Cockrell.
Cockrell on the stop. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 on the 22. 5:25 left in the first quarter. Hobbs will continue to work under center. Sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. It's a pitch out to the right side to George. George slips a little bit, but gets back up, cuts back around to the left side, and picked up a couple yards, made something out of nothing.
He did, and that's the difference between a playmaker and a basic athlete. He took advantage of a situation where there was a simple mistake and a trip up and still strive to make something out of it. A lot of players will take that and just kind of fall down. Gavin George isn't that kind of player.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 1 on the 17-yard line for the Bruins. They've got their big guys in. It's Duncan and Valentine standing behind Jacob Hobbs, excuse me. Josh Valentine off the right side, and he is going to be close to a first down.
Down to the 14.
See, I got my mistake out of the way early. Down to the 14. That's a first down for the Bruins.
So the first down Bruins.
Don't jinx yourself, Drew.
I already got it out of the way today. I already made my mistake for the game.
Did you?
Got the first names of the running back and the quarterback mixed up. Hobbs under center. Turns, gives out to the left side. That's big Deontay Duncan rumbling through people, stumbling through people, shoving people, and into the end zone for a Bruin touchdown. Shades of beast mode. Carrying people into the end zone is Deontay Duncan.
Drew, there is no stop in the Central Hardin Bruins right now. They've came out to play tonight. There's a fire there.
I have to believe that the Central Hardin Bruins believe that they're going to be hosting Trinity next week or Simon Kenton, and they want to send a message. And they are sure sending one so far. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. 14-0 Bruins. 3:57 left in the first quarter. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by West Point Bank. 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Find them online at westpointbank.com. Let them help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. Bluegrass Cellular, where wireless works. Visit online at bluegrasscellular.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. And Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville, online at physicaltherapyky.com, and Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Bruins will set to kick off. Again, they are moving right to left on your screen. Panthers are moving left to right on your screen in the white. I'm Drew Bernardi. Jesse Bird has joined me this evening for commentary. Shaw will prepare to kick off. He's got the ball almost straight up and down on the tee. Again, 3:57 left to go in the first quarter. Bruins are leading 14-0. Here's the run-up, and it's a bit deeper kick. It's going to be taken and dropped at the 10-yard line, and here come the Bruins swarming down, and they're going to be down back inside the 15. Baker fielded the ball, and I think he was looking upfield, looking for places to go when he brought that ball in.
He was getting a little ahead of himself there. That's not something you want to do. You put your offense in a very bad situation. If Daviess County goes 3 and out here, with the way the punts have been going, you're looking at Central getting the field position back in probably Daviess County's 40. That's putting them in easy score position again.
First and 10, ball is on the 14-yard line. Cameron will go in the shotgun. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to the left side, and tough sledding for Landon Newman out there.
Newman on the carry.
Not a lot of room out there, really. The Bruins' great line discipline. It's going to be a gain of about 3.
Pick up a 2.
3:32 left in the ball game. Cameron will continue to work out of that shotgun. He's got receivers split on either side of him. He's going to bring a man back as a protector. Takes the snap, looks to throw, fires it out to the left side on the little screen, and coming up over about the 20-yard line. Hard to see from our angle who that is. That was number 1. That's Jaquarius Fletcher. He's one of their leading receivers. He's got 39 receptions, 531 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's also got 4 tackles and a fumble recovery on defense.
First down and a long 3.
I don't believe we've seen too much from Marquell Tinsley.
Marquell Tinsley is out there. He is actually split out as a wide receiver on this play. He is down at the bottom of your screen, just out of frame. It's going to be Baker motioning across the formation. 3 receivers down here on the near side. It's a handoff to Newman. Newman trying to come around the corner and finds a wall of blue led by Braden LaFollette. And that is what we have seen all year from teams who try to run on the Bruins. The Bruins, I think the only team they've given up a lot of rushing yards to is Meade County. And Meade County has Zach Babb. So running against this Bruin team is not to be advised. 4th and 4 on the 21. Under 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Low snap, it's handled. It's going to be a short punt. That's going to take a Bruins bounce down inside the 45-yard line. 44 is where the Bruins will take over in Panther territory.
That's what I was discussing a little bit prior to this drive, Drew. Daviess County gets forced on a 3-and-out again. Central gets the ball back. They're sitting on the about the 44-yard line of Daviess County. They're in great field position. Central hasn't been forced to drive the length of the field, and it's not bad for them. I mean, they're up 14-0.
Their worst field position was when they started at the 30 on their first drive. Hobbs will go under center with 2 backs behind him. 1 receiver split way out to the far side. He takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Valentine, and Valentine's going to find a lot of tough sledding. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and not much more. He was tackled by number 46. That's Cockrell. He's got 144 tackles and a fumble recovery this year for Daviess County coming into this game. That's a lot of tackles.
It's rather impressive. Carwile has 166. Cockrell with 144. That's a lot of tackles for just 2 players.
2 big defensive linemen. Hobbs on that little reverse. There we see it. George off the right side making people miss. George still going. He's got a first down to the 30-yard line, but there's a flag behind the play. 2 of them, actually. Davis moved him out of bounds, and we'll wait to see what the flag is. And that was Wilkerson, excuse me, not George on the carry.
Looks like we have holding on Central Hardin.
Yeah, so that's going to back them up 10 yards. Not how you want that play to go down, but Wilkerson making quite a few people miss. So that's going to bring them all the way back to their side of the field. It'll be 2nd and 20 from the 46-yard line.
Gotta wonder if Central's going to try to exploit the pass a little bit again here. Daviess County plays a pretty standard 4-4 defense, with the outside linebackers shading up very tight off the heels of the defensive ends. You leave the backside of the field wide open.
And whistles as the play started. And it's going to be a false start against the Bruins. And that's going to back them up another 5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 25. So far, the Bruins' greatest enemy has been themselves on this drive.
It has, and it's too early in the game to be trying to switch momentum here. You need to make some kind of play and show that you're still in charge of this game.
Hobbs will go in the shotgun. First time we've seen him use this formation tonight. He takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Wilkerson. Wilkerson trying to find something, but it's going to be tough sledding. Used a lot of patience there trying to wait for a hole to open. Probably could have tried to go around to the outside, but I don't think there was much there either. I was going to bring up 3rd and 25. Less than a minute left to go in the first quarter. And you got to think they're going to make a field position move on this play. They're not going to try to get it all back, and they're just going to try to make some kind of a safe play to get some good field position and then punt the ball away.
You got to be decently careful here with what you're planning on doing.
Hobbs in the shotgun. He's got a protector to his right. Takes the snap, rolls out to the right, looking to pass, and pump fakes it and takes off running down the sideline, and he'll get back across midfield. And that'll bring up still 4th down, but 4th and a little bit better field position as the punt team comes on to the field. While they come on, remind you quickly that this is an HCEC-TV student production. Give a special thanks to our sponsors: Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank.
Back to receive.
A little bit of a high snap, but it's a good punt. That's going to bounce down, out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. As that brings us to the end of the first quarter. They're going to switch sides right now as we prepare to begin the second quarter. Central Hardin Bruins are leading by 14 after 2 quick touchdowns. The first was a pass, of all things, from Jacob Hobbs to Deonko Wilkerson, who had nobody anywhere near him. And the second was Deontay Duncan beast-moding it into the end zone. Remind you to tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2, Spectrum Communications on Channel 184, and you can also find it on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Big thanks to our crew tonight. I know it's chilly. We've got some camera people up on top of the roof. Dale Mings is down in the truck. Big thanks to him. He helps make this whole production happen. So now for the Panthers, they're going to set up on the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. They are now moving right to left on your screen. The Bruins moving left to right. Panthers in the white tops, black pants, red helmets. And the Bruins in the blue tops, gray pants, and gray helmets. It's going to be a shotgun look for Cameron. He's got 2 receivers split down to the near side. 1 protector to his left. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. And rush coming. And he flung it away as he went down. And there's a flag on the play. And I'm going to guess this is probably going to be intentional grounding.
Grounding.
And it is intentional grounding. So that's going to back him up down inside. Looks like it's going to be down inside the 15-yard line.
Down to about the 12.
It's going to be at the 12. And the worst part about the... so with 11:53, it's going to be 2nd down because it's a loss of down penalty. You don't see that a lot.
23.
But that is one of the penalties where you will lose the down. It's just as if you were sacked back at that spot. 2nd and 23 from the 11-yard line. Cameron takes the snap, rolls out to the right, looking for somebody open, flings it way down the field. Got a man down there, but it's incomplete. Out of bounds. There was a man running. He'd gotten a step or 2 on the Bruin defender, but couldn't locate the ball, and it fell incomplete. I believe it was just a hair overthrown. Jesse?
Just a little bit, but that's the most we've seen Cameron really show his arm tonight. You got to wonder if he's going to start doing that. I mean, Cameron looked very comfortable. He was rushed very quick. He was rushed, but he looks a little more comfortable on the rollout, and he's clearly got the arm to put it down the field.
Talking about somebody who's completed over 200 passes, 3,700 yards, 47 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Yes, you heard that right. 47 and 10. Shotgun look. 2 receivers splits to the near side, 2 to the far side. Fires one down the field, looking for his man, and this one is overthrown. Cameron tonight has not looked comfortable at all. He doesn't look like somebody who's got a 55.3% completion, 4.7 touchdown to interception ratio. I mentioned it in my keys to the game that the Bruins would have to shut down this passing offense. And so far, they have. You know, I said it, no fly zone. Don't let sporadic rushing performances fool you. The Daviess County Panthers are a passing team. So it's going to be a punt from his own end zone for Cameron. Way high snap, and he gets the punt away somehow. And it's going to take a very Panther-friendly bounce and be up right at the 49-yard line. And that was near disaster for the Daviess County Panthers. That was a high snap, and if it had gone just a little bit higher, it would have been over his head for a safety.
That's a quick way to get another set of points on the board. And even then, they were so close to blocking that punt right there. It's a scary thing to have your punter and your quarterback sitting in the back of the end zone like that in that kind of situation. But looking ahead of it, he got the ball away. But a familiar play again, Central with the ball on the midfield range.
Central with the ball on the near the midfield stripe. It's going to be Hobbs under center. Sends Duncan in motion across the formation. Takes the snap, hands off to Valentine. Valentine's going to bowl through a couple of people.
Valentine on the carry.
He'll gain 2 or 3 yards. Well, there's only one other area team playing tonight, and that is Elizabethtown. They are at Caldwell County. Caldwell County won the toss and deferred. Elizabethtown will receive to start that game. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Ball is on about the 46-yard line. Hobbs will go under center with that split back look. And the Bruins will take a timeout. They will have 2 remaining. While they take a timeout, remind you this is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating, West Point Bank. So Hobbs will come out now. He's going to go back to that under center look. 2nd and 7, 10:55 left to go in the half. Bruins are leading 14-0. 2 backs behind him. That's the way he likes it. Takes the snap. It's going to be that little reverse. Coming around the corner, that's Gavin George fighting through people. Gavin George got a first down and just about broke that out. If it wasn't for Landon Newman grabbing onto the back of Gavin George's jersey, Gavin George would still be running. And Newman got up a little slow. I think that ground's gotten good and cold, and I think it's a little on the hard side tonight.
In this kind of temperature, Drew, it's not what you want to feel like just hitting on the ground. And from a coaching standpoint, you really don't want to see somebody like Newman hitting the ground that hard and being slow to get up. He's an essential player to this offense and defense.
Hobbs will go under center with that split back look. Fakes the pitch, looks to throw, fires it. He's got a man open, and it's just out of the reach. Looking for, who was that out there? Cody Moore, the intended receiver. It was just out of the reach. And you mentioned Landon Newman being an essential part of both offense and defense, and you're right. 133 carries, 927 yards, 13 touchdowns, 27 receptions, 370 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 38 tackles coming into this game. So you're talking about somebody responsible for almost 20 touchdowns. It's going to be George off the left side. George has a lot of room, takes on number 46, and dives for, I believe, a first down. He ran right in to Drew Cockrell and just carried him with it.
Baker and Simpson.
Baker and Simpson had to come in and play cleanup. It's going to be 3rd and 1 on the 25 as the clock ticks within 10 minutes to go.
3rd down, 1.
Hobbs is going to bring the big bodies back in. It's Valentine and Duncan standing behind him as he goes under center. And they motion into an offset eye, and it's a handoff to Duncan, and you're not going to stop him, but he's, ooh, that's going to be close. He ran right into, ooh, that's going to be number 16. It's Jacob Shelton that he ran into.
First down, Bruins.
And they call first down Bruins. So that's going to give him 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Somebody like Duncan, you really can't stop, can you, Jesse?
No, Duncan's a powerful running back. He lowers his shoulder. He's got that old school kind of mentality when it comes to running the ball. Lowers his shoulder, knocks the man down in front of him, and continues to drive his legs. And that's a fundamental you learn as a kid when you're running the ball, is to continue to drive your legs forward and always fight for that extra yard.
Hobbs going to look to throw, fires it, got a man open, and it's tipped and nearly caught and nearly intercepted, and there's a couple of flags coming in. Yeah, that was a little egregious out there.
Very unnecessary play there.
Yeah, it was tipped and nearly caught, nearly intercepted, and the defender picked up Eric Silvas and threw him to the ground, and that's a personal foul every single time. And you could hear the reaction of the Bruins fans as they saw that. Unsportsmanlike conduct that's going to give the Bruins a free 15 yards. That's going to bring them. That's actually going to bring them all the way down to the 5-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal on the 5-yard line. Oh, they're backing them up a little bit. Little confusion there as to where the ball was going to be placed.
1st and 10 at the 12.
It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 12, so the Bruins can get a first down without scoring. But you have to think they're definitely thinking about scoring quickly. Hobbs will go with that split back look again. Valentine and Duncan. It's going to be a handoff to Valentine off the left side, who gets tripped up as he came up across the 10. Tackled by Cockrell. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 right on the 10-yard line. Hobbs goes under center. Got one receiver split way down here. He's got 2 backs behind him. Takes the snap, hands off to Wilkerson. Wilkerson off the left side, and he's going to get a little bit. Tackled by Baker. And that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Bruins at the 7-yard line. 3rd and 5. Central Hardin really has had no problems moving the ball against this Daviess County defense. And one thing that I like about what they've done is they've noticed that Daviess County is not leaving that safety back there, so they are not afraid to at least attempt a shot. And both of the times that he's had a guy back there, especially when he tried to throw one to Moore, as they take their 2nd time out, when he tried to throw that one to Moore, if that one is reined in just a little bit, Moore has a touchdown. No question about it. While they take a timeout, we will remind you this is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cables Channel 2, and Spectrum Communications Channel 184. Also on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Jesse, what do you think they're going to try to go for with 3rd and 5 from the 7-yard line? What do you think they're going to try to do here?
Well, Drew, I want to say Central will pass. It feels like the best situation. You've had Gavin George creating some space on the outside. Eric Silvis kind of going that one-on-one man coverage with Newman there. If you watch the recent routes he's been running, even on the run plays, he's still doing a great job of breaking away from Newman. Central's a first-run team, but in 3rd and 5 situation, I feel like you go for the touchdown, not the field goal.
Hobbs will go under center. 2 backs behind him. 2 receivers split to the wides to the far side. Now he's going to bring one across the formation. Takes the snap. It's a handoff. It's Duncan, and Duncan right up the middle. Duncan in for the touchdown. And that's the 2nd time today we have seen Duncan just run over everybody on the way to pay dirt. He has a nose for the end zone when they get down inside that 10, and he's like, yeah, you're not stopping me. I'm going straight to the chalk.
And I'd said pass here, Drew, but I don't mind to be wrong at all when you see somebody like Duncan get the rock and carry it in the end zone like he has. That's 2 touchdowns for Duncan tonight. What actually, Drew, does that set him up for the season?
Give me just a second. I'll have that number for you.
You can vet that for me.
As we line up for the kick. And it's a good snap, good hold, good kick. That sets Deontay Duncan at 5 touchdowns for the year. Speaking of touchdowns, how's this? Jay Becker returned the opening kickoff, 81 yards. Elizabethtown leads Caldwell County 7-0. And our game was 7:51 left in the 2nd quarter. The Central Hardin Bruins lead the Daviess County Panthers 21-0. This is an HCEC-TV student production, division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors: Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. I'm Drew Bernardi. Joining me tonight, Jesse Bird in his playoff action at Central Hardin High School in Cecilia, Kentucky. Temperature's about 48 degrees. We've got a little bit of a gusty wind of about 5 yards coming from the near side to the far side. The Panthers received the opening kickoff, so the Bruins will have it to start the 3rd quarter. Bruins are going left to right on your screen. They are in the blue tops, gray helmets, and gray pants. The Panthers are going right to left on your screen in the reddish gray helmets, the white tops, and the black pants. Shaw will line up to kick. And he does. Kicks this one away. It's going to go fairly deep. Be taken at about the 20, and it's dropped. Live football. And at the 25-yard line, waiting for a signal. And Panthers recover. And a flag on the play. Looking to see what this flag is all about.
Flag on the play.
So while they sort this out, I'm going to go back to this to some of our keys to the game. One of the keys to the game that I had was to pour on the points. Sideline warning against the Bruins. So they're going to, that's not going to be a yards penalty. It's a warning the first time, delay of game the second. I said for the Daviess County Panthers to pour on the points. The Bruins have comeback ability to an extent, but not if you can build a good halftime lead. Rushing is the primary attack. Well, it's the Bruins who are pouring on the points tonight as they lead 21-0. Ball on the 25, 1st and 10. Shotgun look for Cameron. He's got receivers split out on either side. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to do this little swing pass out to Newman. Newman was trapped in the backfield. Ball is loose again. And the Bruins are saying that they have it.
I feel very confident the Bruins got that ball back.
And
they
this
did.
time they do.
The Bruins said if we can't get it on the kickoff, we're going to knock it out of their hands on the next play.
Newman coughs up the football, and now the Bruins are going to take over. They're going to have 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line, which is exactly where they would have had it if they'd recovered the first time.
One of the biggest things that I'm noticing right now out of both teams, look at the morale by Central Hardin.
They're fired up.
They're fired. Now look at the other side and look at the morale of Daviess County. Those players are just struggling just to walk off the field, and they're really hanging their heads down. That's going to...
Hobbs sends a man in motion. It's a pitch to the right side. Trying to find a little bit of room is Gavin George. He's going to be tackled by Cockrell. And, you know, one of the things that I said it was my keys to the game. No touches, no touchdowns. Best way to keep the explosive Daviess County offense in check, don't let them have the ball. Long, sustained clock-killing drives keeps your defense fresh, keeps their offense on the sidelines helpless, and they're playing keep away right now. Turnovers, splash plays, killing the clock. And this is exactly what the Bruins need to do to win this game.
They are. And the injuries Central's had this season, it's been on their defense. That's where they've lost their players. So the less you really have to use your defense, the better. You've got more of your depth in the offense. So Central's fine with maintaining, having their offense on the field. It lets them run the clock down. They rotate. They have at least a 4-man rotation when it comes to running back. So they're clean there, and they stay healthy. They stay warmed up. It works out really well for them just to run the clock down like that.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 on the 27-yard line. You know, even if you don't get much out of this drive, you know, even if you have to turn it over on downs because you're not really in field goal range here, you've still taken time off the clock and you're just punching the Panthers in the gut. And that's exactly one of the things that they need to do. So Hobbs is going to look to throw. He rolls out, fires it down the field, tipped and just broken up. It bounced off of the hands of Wilkerson. A dangerous tip because it was almost intercepted by a couple Daviess County Panthers. 4th and 13. You're not really in field goal range. This is 4th down territory. Hobbs will come out. I have no doubt they're going to line up in that split back. Oh, they're going to go single back this time, it looks like.
Another back to the outside.
2 receivers to the top side. Hobbs looking to throw, looking for somebody open, rolls out to the right. He's going to take off running himself. He's got a little bit of room, and he'll be down close to the 20-yard line.
Hobbs on the carry.
That's going to be a turnover on downs for the Bruins. Newman
Shelton in on the assist.
and Shelton will bring him down.
Although Daviess County is mainly running a defense that's set up for the run stop, very tight to the line of scrimmage, and with 2 of their outside linebackers on the outside, so they're really trying to contain the outside and little pop-off runs where there'd be a rollout from Hobbs or a handoff to Duncan or Valentine or George or Wilkerson to the outside. But they've done a good job by adjusting the linebackers, reading the offense, and picking up on a drawn-out pass play 2 plays in a row.
Cameron takes the shotgun snap, fires it out to the right side. That is dropped, and that's going to be incomplete. The Bruins are, I'm going to point out something that not a lot of people look at. When you see a swing pass out to the right side that's dropped, the Bruins were very smart to run up and immediately grab that ball. Because here's the thing, if that pass is a backwards pass, if it's a lateral, it counts as a fumble. Mm-hmm. And if you don't hear the play whistle dead and you grab that ball, you can run straight to the end zone because normally there's not anybody out there to stop you.
And that's just smart play execution. It's little things like that your coach teach you as fundamental in practice to not stop until the whistle's blown. And that's what you really have to do when it comes down to playing the game of football.
2nd and 10, Cameron goes empty set, takes the snap, rush coming, rolls out to the right, fires it, it's almost tipped, and it's going to be a 1st down as somebody's coming up almost over midfield. That was number 6, Alex Nally, with a reception. That's probably the biggest play we've seen out of Daviess County all night. They're all the way up to the 49-yard line. And We've been waiting for something explosive like that all night, but we just haven't seen it.
You've got to wonder if Daviess County's going to try to run with this a little more. What they're going to do, if they're going to try to exploit this passing defense from Central Hardin.
Cameron will go in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. He is looking to throw. He's going to throw it short, and the Bruins tackle the catch.
Pass complete.
That was to Markel Tinsley. We haven't called his name a lot tonight. He's a wide receiver and defensive back. He's a junior. 67 receptions, 1,300 yards, 22 touchdowns. Also has 38 tackles, 4 picks, and a fumble recovery.
Daviess County lining up very quick here, trying to get the ball off.
And they're trying to move into some, almost like a hurry up and no huddle.
Looks like they're going to change the play here.
Cameron does a check with me. He's 2nd and 6. Takes the snap. He's rolling out to the left, looking for somebody open. Flings it out there, and he's got his man on the sideline.
Now that was a good read there. He adjusted the play. If you look deep on this side of the field, you had a zone coverage set up right here against Fletcher. So that gives the ability for Fletcher to do a quick 5 and out and just turn to the outside like that for Cameron to hit him for a short play to just kind of move the sticks there.
1st and 10 on the 40-yard line for the Panthers. Cameron is in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers split to the wide side.
Central is setting up more in a zone-based defense, expecting the pass here.
Cameron looking to throw. Big rush coming, and he's hit, and down he goes. Zach Jones on the sack. He's going to back him up to about the 44-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 14. One of my keys to the game was the air raid. Burn defense has given up quite a few yards on the season through the air. North Hardin and Ohio County tried to go head-to-head on the run. And it looks like we've got a timeout, maybe? All right, and they're sending a player off. But I said, North Hardin and Ohio County both tried to go head-to-head with the Bruins on the ground and walked away with a loss. If the Panthers let themselves get pulled into that, they could join them as teams with their, walking out of here after being grounded and pounded by the Bruins.
They could, and it's something we've seen time and time again. Central Hardin, they know how to run the football. That's what they're good at, and they play into that.
Shotgun snap. He's looking to throw. And no play. Whistles blew as they took the snap. Timeout, Daviess County. So while they take a timeout, we will remind you this is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cable's Channel 2, and Spectrum Communications on Channel 184. So they break the huddle. Panthers will come out in that shotgun look that they love so much, that spread offense. It's going to be 2nd and 14 on the 44-yard line. A protector to his left. He's got receivers split out on either side. Takes the snap, looks to throw. Fires it across the middle of the field. Got his man fighting forward is Tinsley.
What a bullet pass there in the middle of dual coverage there.
And that is going to be right on the edge of a first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. Whistles blow again.
Timeout on the field.
Referee timeout on the field. And they are going to call for a measurement. So, the chains, not really an exact science, especially at the high school level. as they wait for the players to get out of the way. And here comes the chain gang. Of course, also in high school, we do not have the benefit of video review. So whatever they measure it as is what it's going to stand at.
That's what I will say, having played previously, that's one of the most nervous times on the field when you're on the offense. Especially when you're in the shoes of Daviess County and you've got 3:23 left in the first and you really don't want to go into the half scoreless. And to sit there and watch the sticks come out of the field and wondering, like, no matter what, you feel confident you got the first.
And
Whether
they
you
did.
didn't, you feel like you did. They did here, and you have to feel like you got it regardless. But it's a big thing here, and it's something. It's a little thing that's pretty stressful when you're out there on the field.
1st and 10. Eric Silva's running along the track, getting the Bruins fans up and loud. Shotgun look, takes the snap, looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket, takes off running on his own, and he is brought down after a short gain. Duncan on the tackle.
It's a very good grab by Duncan, a little near the horse collar, but you don't see those kind of calls very often in high school football.
Hey, speaking of scores, Jay Gregory, 14-yard interception return to put Elizabethtown up 14-0, followed by Derek Smith, 15-yard run. Elizabethtown is leading Caldwell County 21-0 in the first quarter.
Looks like we got a little similarity here in Hardin County tonight. Well, E-Town's playing away, actually, but from your Hardin County teams.
It's a short throw over the middle to Fletcher, and he's going to have quite a bit of room, and he'll be down all the way to the 10-yard line.
Forced out of bounds by George.
George forced him out of bounds. They're playing in the soft areas of that zone, and that's going to give him a 1st and goal.
The bad thing about that soft, more backed-up cover 2 style defense is they've actually taken away the pressure. They went from a 4-man front to now the 3, and there's not much pressure coming on Cameron in the backfield. The pocket stayed pretty open for him.
False start.
It's a false start on number 74.
Back him up 5.
Now, we saw earlier in the game,
Evan Barr.
the beginning of this, Cameron needed to be pressured by Central Hardin's defense here. So this is when the defensive line has to step up a little bit. And there's only 3 of you instead of 4 on the front. You've got to step up a little bit and put some pressure and really close that pocket down. Put Cameron in pressure so they don't continue the momentum here.
1st and 14 on the 14. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Fires this one deep towards the end zone, looking for his man, and it is incomplete. And I'll tell you what, Deonko Wilkerson just about had an acrobatic interception in the back of the end zone. But you know what? Breaking up the pass, sometimes that's just as good. You definitely want to come away with the turnover, but you don't want them to come away with the ball.
No, you don't. And that's something he's been really good at. And one thing I enjoy watching him on the outside in pass coverage, he does a really good job of going over top of his man. He goes over top and he fights for the ball. And he does it without drawing a pass interference. Now, everybody's going to draw a couple here and there. But when you have somebody on the outside like that that you can trust to fight in man coverage for the football, that's all you can ask for is a deflection, maybe a takeaway.
Trips to the far side. He takes the snap. He's going to throw it to a man coming across the field. And running for the end zone, that's going to be Blake Baker. Blake Baker is one of their other leading receivers.
Baker
Forced out of bounds at about the, call it the 6-yard line. Blake Baker, 44 receptions, 970 yards, 13 touchdowns.
Look like
Also
Jace Chapman on the aggressive tackle there.
Jace Chapman, the senior. And or is he a senior or is he a junior? He is a senior.
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe he's.
How about this for Baker, though? 93 tackles, 5 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. Him and Markel Tinsley played both sides of the ball, and both of them like to create turnovers. It's going to be Cameron on 3rd and 6 from the 6.
Eric
2:02 left to
Silvas
go.
running up and down the track here, getting the Bruin Nation pumped up.
He takes the snap. He's going to throw this one short. Diving for the pylon is...
touchdown. 6-yard touchdown.
It is a
pass
touchdown to Baker.
Looked like the arms were up there before he actually dove for the end zone, but
So he dove for the end zone, got to the pylon for the touchdown. So that is going to pull the Panthers back to within right now 15. So the extra point is pending. Not always a guarantee when you're going against the Bruins. They have a very good special teams unit that likes to block. Good snap. Bad snap. Good snap. Bad hold. And it's going to remain a 15-point gap as the field goal try is no good. So with 1:57 left to go in the first half, the Bruins are leading the visiting Panthers 21-6. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of the Hardin County Schools live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. As the Bruins are already ready to go, they've got, let's see, who's that? We got Bellin. Looks like Bellin and George back deep.
I think Bellin's dad would love to see him return one.
Excuse me, that's
a long distance.
That's, who is that also back there?
Bellin back.
It's hard to see with the...
Bellin?
Bellin is back, but who is the one beside Bellin?
I believe that's Dakota Moore. We almost saw him take one of the house. I tell you what they're doing is they've hidden George up here. And it's going to be a short kick that's fielded by the Bruins. And coming around the corner is Wilkerson.
George on the return.
Excuse me, but George on the return. They hid Wilkerson and George up here as the second guy's up. And I tell you, if you've got a team that's going to kick short to you, that's the smart play to make.
It is.
The first time I saw that was when John Hardin was doing it with Steven Livers. They hit him up here in the upbacks. And smart play by the special teams coordinator. Hobbs will go under center. He's got two backs behind him. A receiver split way out to the wide side. Turns, gives to the second man, and running through people, trying to fight forward. It's going to be Josh Valentine.
Valentine on the carry.
He'll pick up a couple of yards, be up to the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Top to Walker Davis.
Hobbs will go under center. Not a lot of time to work with here. Only one timeout. It's a handoff off to the right side, looking for room, and there's a flag as Wilkerson comes back to the 40-yard line. Probably going to be holding on the Bruins.
Gotta wonder if Central's just going to try to run the clock down a little bit here to kind of hurry up and go into halftime.
Yeah, it is indeed going to be habeas grabus on the Bruins. So that'll back them up to about the 30-yard line. Excuse me, to about the 35-yard line. Or back to, yeah, just inside the 30-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 18.
Second down, 18.
On the 29-yard line. Minute 15 left to go. Clock starts to wind. Hobbs under center. Takes the snap. It's a pitch out to the left side. There's a lot of room over there as he tries to go. Just couldn't get past a couple of Panthers that were out there. There was a lot of green space out there, but he just couldn't get past. And Daviess County is going to take a timeout to stop the clock at 1:01. That is going to be their second charged timeout. Remind you quickly, this is an HCEC-TV student production, division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. I'm Drew Bernardi. With me tonight, Jesse Bird. It has been all Bruins all the way up until just one drive ago when the Panthers were able to score and bring the gap to 15. Bruins are leading 21-6 right now with 1:01 left on the clock. They're facing a 3rd and 16 on their own 31-yard line. The Daviess County Panthers are trying to find a way to stop the Bruins on this drive and try to score again before halftime. Hobbs will go under center with a single back. Got a couple receivers. He sends a man across the formation, and it's a handoff off the left side to Wilkerson, who's going to be stopped. And I tell you, that was one of my keys to the game. Close the gaps. If there's any way to shut down the run, if there was any game to shut down the run, this is it. The Bruins excel on the ground and will run it right down your throat if you let them. Shut down the gaps, contain the edge. Don't let yourself be fooled by the Bruins' misdirection plays. Hobbs is not the greatest passer in the county, so forcing him to do so will lead to victory and a spot in the Final Four. Well, right now they're containing the gaps. The problem? They're not containing Hobbs.
No, and Hobbs is one of those quarterbacks that easily has the ability to roll out. And he's comfortable in the pocket. He can sit back there for a little bit of time and then easily roll out to the outside. And Daviess County's done a well job of containing the outside tonight. They're not, at least they have the last few drives more than they had earlier in the game. They kind of switched things up a little bit. Lately, they've done a good job in containing the outside, and that's kind of what you got to do with Hobbs, even though he still has the ability to force it inside. So you got to keep an eye on it when you got a quarterback that's that versatile like that, on being able to keep him in the pocket but not give him the time to run out of it if it closes.
Hobbs is back as the punter. Good snap. Good punt. It's going to be taken and dropped. That's a live football. And Panthers will dive down on it. And that is about the third time we have seen somebody on the Panthers get the ball in their hands and lose it immediately.
That's not, if you're a Panthers special teams coach, that's not what you want to see. You had a bumped around punt earlier. You had a punt return that you just bumbled around right there. That's not something you want to see. If that central player, he went for the tackle like he should have, but say he was just a second later, Drew, and that ball was on the ground, he would have easily been able to grab that. Daviess County's lucky they were able to recover that there.
Cameron will go out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Throws this one short, and that's going to be Fletcher trying to cut up through there. He's got a first down, and he'll be out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. It looks like that this, we were wondering what kind of passing offense this was. You see all the impressive numbers, for this team. 47 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. It looks like it's really based on the speed of the athletes, the short passes where they get them out in space and get them accelerating.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen on a couple plays that Cameron has the arm and he's got players that are pretty quick, but I haven't seen. Now, you've got trips on the bottom side here with the safety that may be playing shading over.
And it's going to be a short pass to to Fletcher, and Fletcher's breaking through tackles, and he'll be across the 40. And they're going to have to clock this ball quickly.
Like you said a second ago, Drew, it looks like plays like that. It's just little short in and outs, bubble screens, halfback screens, and things like that set up. It's just the speed of the player and their ability to turn around and make a play from it.
It's a spike right there at the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 27 seconds left to go. You have to imagine that the Bruins are going to adjust at halftime to do that. I expect that the Daviess County coach will sound a lot like Coach Boone from Remember the Titans when it comes to the fumbling problem that they're having right now. It's going to be a shotgun snap. 2 receivers split to the top side, 2 splits to the near side. Protector in the backfield, takes the snap. 4-man rush, fires it across the field, and it's caught by Tinsley. Tinsley makes a man miss and escapes a tackle and gets leveled by a Bruin.
That's a rough tackle when you see a shoulder pad go into the side of somebody's leg like that.
They're going to have to clock the ball again. 7, 6, 5, and 5.4 seconds left. They're going to have to take a shot at the end zone here. You mentioned that. It was Josh Valentine coming running through there. Wilkerson had him, and he slipped from Wilkerson's grip and took off across the field, and Josh Valentine said, "That's enough of that." And he took the legs out from under Tinsley. So here we go. He's going to split out 2 receivers to the top side, 1 to the near side. He's got a tight end out there as well. 1 protector in the backfield. Bruins bring the blitz. Here comes Duncan. It's a little dump off underneath. He's trying to run for the end zone, and he will be tackled short, and that will bring the first half to a close. At halftime, the homestanding Central Hardin Bruins 21, the visiting Daviess County Panthers 6. We will be back after halftime, about 2 minutes before they kick back off, with more live playoff action on HCEC-TV. For Jesse Bird, I'm Drew Bernardi, and we will see you when we come back from halftime.
Tis the season for giving, and at Bluegrass Cellular, we're offering you more ways to save on all the latest devices and accessories, making it easier for you to do some gifting of your own. All Black Friday week, take half off Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, S8, and S7 smartphones. Check online or in-store for the deal of the day, and shop online anytime at bluegrasscellular.com. Restrictions apply. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
This has been a Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. Live local sports are on Brandenburg Telecom Channel 1, and all rebroadcast on Brandenburg and Comcast Cables Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and on our YouTube site. Also check out our live sporting events on nfhs.com or visit us at hardin.k12.ky.us. Hardin County Educational and Community Television, located in Hardin County, Kentucky, a division of Hardin County Schools, airing on Brandenburg, Comcast, and Spectrum, and also streaming online.
Providing live coverage of local high school sports.
Covering community and school events, while teaching students along the way.
HCEC-TV, the area's leading educational and government access channel, training the next generation of media arts students.
Control your home even when you're not there with Brandenburg Telecom's home automation service. Turn lights on and off, lock and unlock doors, and change settings on your thermostat using your smartphone or tablet. Stop worrying whether or not you remember to close the garage door, and save money by programming your thermostat to reduce energy used when you're not home. Call Brandenburg Telecom for a free quote and enjoy the convenience of having home automation, phone, TV, and internet service, all from one local company.
Are you tired of your bank treating you like just another number? At West Point Bank, we understand that banking is all about relationships. Stop by West Point Bank today to experience community banking at its best.
You have a choice because not all physical therapy is the same.
So when you need physical therapy, come to the one chosen as Hardin County's Reader's Choice winner 4 years in a row. We are always working to better educate and stay ahead of the latest advancements in physical therapy.
Physical therapy can get you back doing what you love to do.
If you're experiencing pain, loss of mobility, or just want to feel better,
come see us at Physical Therapy Associates in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Hardinville, and now open in Brandenburg.
Hey, Elizabethtown, need a new pad? Hop on over to eTownApartments.com or call 268-RENT for all your rental needs. Look for our trucks, they're all over town. We have apartments, townhomes, duplexes, and houses. Remember to hop on over to eTownApartments.com or call 268-RENT for all your rental needs.
With a more complete nationwide network and faster data speeds, Bluegrass Cellular helps you stay connected to your community. With people who take the time to connect with you, you'll always feel like you're part of ours. Throughout October, our most popular phones come with a 25% off treat. Choose from a range of iconic phones like the LG G6, LG V20, Samsung Galaxy S8, and S8 Plus for 25% off. Bluegrass Cellular, within reach.
Town Exterminating, a locally owned, family-run pest control company, has been serving Hardin County and the surrounding area since 1976. E-Town Exterminating provides pest control for residential and commercial properties. E-Town Exterminating on Ring Road in Elizabethtown. Phone 737-6900.
E-Town Exterminating, what the buzz is all about.
Hello to HCEC-TV's live sports broadcast. Of course, we are sponsored in part by many local businesses, and we're really thrilled to bring you an upcoming season that is packed with some great competition. Joining me today is one of Brandenburg Telecom's sponsors, along with HCEC-TV, is Karen Collard, who is the property manager at eTownApartments.com. Now, in addition to being the property manager, Karen, you also have a familiar tie to eTownApartments.com. Talk about that.
Yes, I do. My brother, Mark Harris, and I do this together. He's with the construction. He does the construction and builds everything that we rent. We have, that gives us the ability to build what we see the community has a need for. We've got everything from single level 1-bedrooms, we've got 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms, duplexes, townhomes, apartments, single family homes, brand new construction family homes. It gives me some diverse stuff to offer the community as well.
That's great. Now, since our last taping, you've got some new properties that you want to share with us.
Yes, we do. We're very excited to be expanding. We have already expanded to Bardstown, Hodgenville, and that has gone over great. We stay full in those communities. We've got new property out on Ring Road, right in the center of Elizabethtown, Tunnel Hill Park Apartments. They are our 2-bedroom, 2-bath location. Those are managed by Amy Smogert, and it just has gone over super great. We're so grateful to the community.
Now, why have you feel that it's important to branch out?
Well, we just keep seeing the need. More and more people are going toward renting now. That a lot of folks are wanting to get away from the home maintenance and things of that nature. So more and more people, and as our factories are growing, we have more and more need. People coming new to the area, they want to get settled in, find out where they want to be to call their permanent home. And we've branched out to Bardstown and Hodgenville because we've seen the need there. That both great communities. Bardstown's voted one of the great small communities in the nation. So we are very proud to be part of that.
Now, I'm assuming in addition to a variety of properties, you have a variety of pricing.
We do, and we've got a lot of great specials going on right now. With any of the rates you see on our website, you get a $100 discount per month on rent if you do a 12-month lease and auto pay from a checking, which that has gone over great. The prices range anywhere starting at $549 a month, and it goes on up depending on what your needs are. And then we have a deposit special. Only a $299 deposit special with approved credit, and if you're looking to move right away, we can take care of that as well.
Now, are any of your available leasings, are they are any of them furnished?
We can do that. Usually those are just something that corporate level people are doing when they're coming to town for a short amount of time, and just with some advance notice we can do that as well.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, people that want to contact you, you have a few ways that they can get in touch, so share that information.
We have several avenues. They can call, of course. Our number's easy to remember, 270-268-RENT, which is 7368. They can text, they can email us at etownapartments.com, etownapartments@AOL. But the best way to stay in touch with us, when you can also see what we have to offer, is through our Facebook, eTown Apartments on Facebook. That has been a great resource for us.
Well, you've been a long-time sponsor for our high school sports. We could not do what we do without that sponsorship, so we really appreciate that. Why do you feel it's important to stay connected with the high school community?
Well, you know, that's the next generation, and that's our opportunity to thank the community as well for giving us such an opportunity to grow as a family business. But then that next generation, they're coming up, you know, and we have those first-time renters coming up, going to ECTC. We have one bedrooms right across the street from there, and we just, of course, we are sports enthusiasts as a family, so we love being part of it.
Well, it definitely supports what we do, and also our students that work those special events. Again, for individuals that are interested in etownapartments.com, again, just mention some of the ways that they can get in touch with you.
They can always call. We answer the phone 7 days a week, 270-268-RENT.
And that's important that someone actually answers the phone.
Someone does. But if it rings in the middle of the night, we usually let it go to voicemail, unless we happen to be getting up. But we have the phone. You can text. That's also a great resource, because we can also send you pictures back by text. Email, etownapartments@AOL. Or on Facebook, and folks' private messages on there if they're looking for something a couple months down the road, so that we can keep them in mind when something comes available.
It's really important that your family and this company is so seated, you know, so well placed in the community, and you've always been really strong community partners. Again, I think that gives that personal touch to anyone that's looking for an apartment or a townhouse or a condo, whatever is available to them. So I know that that's a really strong commitment for your organization.
It helps a lot. I have soldiers that will Skype me from overseas. They found they're coming back to Fort Knox. My mother was a property manager before me. Folks who rent it from her and they come back to the area, they remember that number. They'll call and connect with us right away. They know the properties we offer, so that is a bonus for us. They will just go ahead and reserve their unit in advance.
Well, I can't tell you how important it is that you're able to sponsor HCEC-TV's live sports coverage, along with Brandenburg Telecom and many of our other sports sponsors, so we're really thrilled. And I'm sure I'll see you out at some of those games in March too.
I'm sure.
We're going to have an exciting season with HCEC-TV's live sports, and I want to thank again Karen Collard, who's the property manager at etownapartments.com. Don't forget to go to their Facebook page. You can also text, and again, that phone number is
270-268-RENT.
Great. Thank you again for joining us today,
Thank
Karen.
you.
Welcome back to Cecilia, Kentucky. The Central Hardin Bruins hosting the Daviess County Panthers right now. Central Hardin ahead 21-6. Got a couple of score updates for you as we await the second half kickoff. Jay Becker, 7-yard run. 2-point is good. Elizabethtown leading Caldwell County 36-0. 6:24 left in the second quarter. Clock is running. And in a score update that'll be interesting to both of these teams, of course, the winner of this game will host the winner of the following game. It is Trinity leading Simon Kenton 35-7 at the half. So the winner of that game will travel to face the winner of this game. Right now, the Bruins leading 21-6. I'm Drew Bernardi. Jesse Bird will be rejoining me shortly. As the Bruins line up to receive the second half kickoff, of course, the Panthers got the first half kickoff. Bruins will be moving left to right on your screen as they realign. Blue shirts, gray pants, and gray helmets for the Bruins. Moving right to left on your screen, going to be the Panthers in the white tops, black pants, and gray helmets. As they line up for the kickoff. Again, the Bruins are leading 21-6 as we prepare to start the third quarter. Whenever this game goes on to face the winner of Trinity and Simon Kenton. They're going to line this up almost all the way over on the left hash mark. Lining up to kick is going to be number 99, Carter Hoagland. He steps back. Ball sticking almost straight up and down on the tee. And here is the run-up. And the short kick that's going to be taken by the Bruins and up towards nearly to midfield. That is going to be number 28, Jace Chapman. Jesse has returned, and Jesse, I'll give you the same score updates I just gave our viewers at home. Jay Becker, 7-yard run, 2-point is good. Clock running as Elizabethtown leads Caldwell County 36-0, and Trinity 35, Simon Kenton 7 at the half.
I do believe at the beginning of this halftime, it was 7-0.
At the beginning of this halftime, yes, it was indeed 7-0, and that was early in the first quarter. As Hobbs goes under center with a split back look, they are on the 45-yard line. It's a handoff to the left side and bouncing right up the middle and ripping through people. That was Josh Valentine for a Bruin first down. And that's how you want to start off the second half. If you're the Central Hardin Bruins, you've got the ball. Time to kill some clock and get some more points on the board.
You got to be able to control everything here.
On the opposing 45 now are the Bruins. Hobbs will go under center. He's got that split back look. One receiver split down here to the near side. Takes the snap. It's going to be fake. And Hobbs on the run by himself. He's going to go right up the middle. Pick up about 5 yards. We haven't seen Jacob Hobbs call his own number that much here in the playoffs. It's been a lot of he only runs if he has to. If he's getting chased out of the pocket, if he rolls out to the right on a pass, doesn't see anybody open, he takes off. But that's the first time we've really seen him call his own number on a run.
Well, we noticed earlier in the season that was something that Hobbs was doing repeatedly. Every time there was a little hint of pressure, Hobbs would just take off, whether it be up the middle or to the outside. And from a quarterback, that's not what you want him to do. You want him to have the ability to run when need be, but for the most part, stay in the pocket.
Valentine off the left side. He's bowling through people, and he'll be down to about the very, very close to the first down. He'll be about to the 35. They're going to mark him just a yard short. Third and a long one on the 36-yard line. One thing I saw out of this play, and I was almost faked out for a second, because earlier in the season, when Hobbs would call his own number, he'd get happy feet. His feet would start moving before he had the ball. This time, calm, cool, and collected. Hobbs maturing as a quarterback right in front of our eyes.
It's very impressive, Drew. He's done a really good job of being able to become more of a versatile quarterback.
How about Josh Valentine breaking through tackles, and he's got the first down and more all the way down to the 26-yard line. Needed 1, got 10. And that's what you want to see out of your running back, your senior running back.
Valentine and Duncan have both been doing this all night long, and that's really what you have to keep doing. And those short plays like that, to get the first down, move the sticks, is what really plays the key factor in the Central being able to run the clock down like they do.
Correction, Valentine is a junior. He just plays like a senior. Snap off the left side. It's Valentine again, just taking on tacklers. And, ball's out, and we've got a guy running across the field down the sideline. That is Baker, and Baker is going to be in for a touchdown as Hobbs tried to chase him down.
Touchdown by Baker.
Valentine off the left side, he coughed up the ball, and down the field went the Panthers with the ball. That all happened so fast, it was just nearly instantaneous. I don't know if Valentine was just fighting for too many yards and lost it, or what happened there.
And the crazy thing, and anyone watching at home is going to agree the same way, it looked like just a normal Valentine run to the outside. He's standing up. He's got the ball contained. And Valentine usually has both arms on the ball. He's that type of carrier. Lowers his shoulder, tucks it in the pocket, and holds on to it right there. That's not the traditional Valentine we're used to seeing.
And it's a 2-point conversion attempt that's going to be good, so that's going to make it 21-14 Bruins. Now, if you're the Bruins, you have to come out with a sustained drive because you can't let that be the momentum switcher. Right now, I think that they really kind of get a good drive going, get the crowd back into this because this Bruin crowd went very, very quiet.
HCEC-TV.
Yeah, you have to make a change here. You went into half with Daviess County having the momentum. They come back out of the half to start the third quarter. They still maintain the momentum here. Now's the time to step up. You're only up by a touchdown. You can't play games anymore now. You have 9:27 left in the third. This is for the regional title. You need to switch that momentum and show what the passion you had at the beginning of the game.
The Bruins prepared to receive the kick from Hoagman. And here comes the run-up. It's going to be an onside kick attempt that is easily fielded by the Bruins up at the 49-yard line. Daviess County trying to catch them all off guard right there. And good job by the Bruins not allowing it. Just grab the ball, hit the ground, and bring your offense on the field at midfield.
I played that position actually on kick return several times. I didn't meet a single coach that wanted you to get right there when you're on the front line and actually try to run it. It was like you get the ball, you just fall down on it and maintain possession there.
Official timeout. While they see how long it's going to take them to sort this out. Right. Hobbs will go under center. Bruins crowd trying to get back into the game. Split backs behind him. Snap. It's George off the left side, and George has a good chunk of yardage, and he'll be into Daviess County territory.
Cockrell on the tackle.
Come on, lad!
Cockrell on the tackle. It's going to be a gain of about 6. Going to make it, call it second and 5, excuse me, on the 47-yard line.
Silva's coming down in man coverage at the bottom of your screen.
Hobbs turns and gives, and trying to fight up the middle is Valentine. You know, that shows a lot of confidence in your running back for the Bruins. He had a fumble. It went the other way. But you give the ball back to him immediately on the next drive.
Yeah, when you're this isn't the college level, this isn't the pro level. These are very young men that can get discouraged really quickly. Emotions are high. You're in this third round of the state playoffs. You're trying to go to the semifinals. You want to host and have home field advantage next week. So being able to back Valentine like that really shows the coaches do care about him and they still have faith in him.
It's a handoff to Chapman. Chapman off the left side trying to find room. Finds a lot of it. Chapman down inside the 35 and down to the 30-yard line. Now that is what you call that's the kind of play that you need to get the crowd back into it, get yourselves back into it, get everybody fired up. Jace Chapman, the senior, coming in and providing that spark for the Bruins offense.
Jace Chapman brings a different dynamic to the backfield. It's basically what Gavin George and Wilkerson do, but we had a continuous run by Duncan, and you need that quick, elusive kind of shift in the backfield there.
It's going to be Hobbs rolling out to the right. Fires one deep. Got a man. It's Wilkerson again. And it's incomplete. I thought for a second that he had run that in. And it was a very close one. But, you got to take a shot like that every once in a while to keep the Panthers defense honest.
Well, the bad thing about it is, so they're reading, Daviess County has loaded the box all night long. The same thing, the 4-man front, the 2 outside linebackers, the 2 middle lined up, filling your A and B gap. But the bad thing is when Hobbs has rolled out the pass, their outside linebackers have shifted so well to pick up coverage, Hobbs' passes have been a little too short. He needs to sit it a little ahead so as receivers can continue to run down the field.
George tripped up in the backfield, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Bruins. 7:25 and counting coming off the clock. Bruins will be at the 36-yard line, a 3rd and 15. And they're right in that 4-down territory. You're not going to punt at this point. The only way you're punting is if you get really backed up on this next play.
You've got to take a shot down the field now.
Hobbs will operate out of the under center position. He's got a couple of split backs. A receiver and a tight end to the top side. Takes the snap, and he's going to call his own number off the left side and picks up a chunk of yards, but does not go very far. A couple players slow getting up on either side. That's going to bring up 4th and medium distance. 4th and a little bit long. 4th and 8.
4th down and 9.
On the 30-yard line. So now, if you're the Bruins, you have to make something happen here because you can't let the momentum continue to swing in the favor of the Panthers.
The bad thing is about that run on the 3rd down there is you really forced your hand to throw the ball here. When Daviess County's hyped up, they're going to switch their coverage and see that.
It's Wilkerson off the left side on a run, and he's not going to make it. They're going to trip him up and bring him down, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. You said that they were going to force the pass. Well, they went with a reverse run instead, and the Panthers will take over on downs on the 29-yard line. So now, if you're the Bruins, you want to see a splash play from your defense as they take over. The defense had nothing to do with that touchdown. They didn't allow it. They're still playing well. They've only allowed 7. So if you're the defense, you really have to come up with a splash play here. You need a sack, a turnover, a pick, something. Cameron will go out of the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers split to the near side. He takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Newman, and Newman is tripped up in the backfield.
Newman on the carry.
Looks like Zach Jones on the tackle. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from that 29-yard line as the clock ticks inside of 6 minutes to go.
No gain.
They're going to put 4 receivers on the near side. 3 of them bunched fairly tight. 1 split wide, and a receiver split out to the far side as well. Takes the snap, rolls out, fires it to Baker, and Baker trying to make some people miss, and he will be brought down by a host of Bruins. Chapman, Bellin, Page, Wilkerson, all in there on that tackle. They just stood him up, and somebody just finally said, no, that's enough of that, and shoved him out.
Defense is doing a really good job here of changing the momentum. And like you said a few moments ago, Drew, Central Hardin's defense has done a good job. They're 5th in the state against slowing down the run. They've done well at that. They're containing the outside for the screen passes. The biggest thing here is going to be watching the coverage for the deep pass.
3rd and 3, ball on the 36-yard line. Clock ticks inside of 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Cameron is looking to throw. He's going to roll out. It's a short pass to Newman. Newman's got the 1st down. Newman's across midfield before being brought down by Elmore and Wilkerson.
Newman. You got on the tackle into Bruin territory.
They're going to call it into Bruin territory at the 48-yard line. They're going into this hurry-up mode. He's got 3 receivers split to the far side, 1 to the near side. Cameron does a check with me. Communicates. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. It's going to be another of those short little dump-off passes to Newman, and Newman's going to have another first down to the 35-yard line of the Bruins. Now, you've got to, what kind of defense stops those little short dump-off routes like that?
Well, the 3-5 is what Central's been playing out of. And that's more of your mid-coverage in the field, the deep pass, not what Daviess County's played into. You can run your standard 4-4 or the cover 2 defense, but the biggest thing you've got to do is change your outside linebackers, have Valentine and Duncan kind of shade the outside and control the pocket. And that also comes from your defensive ends.
Bruins miss a tackle, and it's going to be Tinsley just trying to fight forward. He'll be down to the 20-yard line. That's another first down for the Panthers. And that's something that we've seen a little bit tonight out of the Bruins. In the same way that they've been disciplined up front, in the secondary they haven't been quite as, they haven't been quite as disciplined. They've missed a lot of tackles. They've had some guys slip through their hands, and now Daviess County is driving. They're down to the 20-yard line. They've got 1st and 10 there.
So the way things are going to have to change here, if you watch the defensive ends for Central, they're playing straight up. They're going for a bull rush, or they're crashing to the inside. And that's not what you want to do. You're not trying to just stop a pass. You need to play, the defensive ends need to play to the outside, containing that short pass. That closes up the pocket. Your middle linebackers can take care of the 3 and the 4 gap. That's not a problem there, but you have to adjust that. Central hasn't really adjusted their defense. They didn't. I expected an adjustment coming into the second half, seeing that Daviess County switch their offense around in the first, what they were doing at the end of the second quarter. But Central's continuing to play the same defense, and at some point you have to look back and say it's not really working. At the beginning of the game, you were shutting down the pocket and not giving Cameron time to throw. That's what you have to do here.
2nd and 10 after an incomplete pass. 4 receivers split out to the top. He's looking that way. Fires one deep, looking for the end zone, and it is incomplete out of the back of the end zone, looking for Fletcher. He pulled the ball in, but it was out of bounds on the back end line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 from the 20. So this is when you need some pressure from the front.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to make him move around, make him uncomfortable in that pocket. Otherwise, they're just going to get another first down.
When Cameron was being forced to run to the outside, there's no arguing he's got a cannon. He can throw the ball downfield. He's accurate. He's a good quarterback. We see that by his stats. But when he's forced to the outside on the rollout or being pressured, he's overthrowing and making silly mistakes. He hasn't had any of that pressure so far this second half.
Cameron, short pass to Newman. Newman's going to be brought down short of the line to gain. Valentine on the tackle. He's going to be at the 14. It's going to bring up 4th and short. Just 4th and medium distance. 4th and 4 on the 14. And you're going to hear this Bruin crowd start to get loud again as Cameron goes in the shotgun. No question that they're going to go for this. Split receivers. Protector to his left. He does a check with me. Communicates the play. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Fires it across the middle for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Baker on the reception. And Elmore is slow getting up after a collision in the end zone. So now they line up for the extra point. If you're the Bruins, you're going to have to do something on this next offensive drive because they have captured the momentum of this game. It's going to be Hoagland to kick. Snap good. Hold good. Kick. Blocked.
Hoagland's kick, no good.
So, with 2:42 left in the third quarter, the Central Hardin Bruins lead 21-20 over the Daviess County Panthers, who have scored 20 unanswered points. This is a Hardin County educational and community television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank, 5 locations located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Find online at westpointbank.com. Let them help make your life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cable's Channel 2, and Spectrum Communications Channel 184, also on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Hoagland will line up to kick as the Bruins will try to regain momentum on their side. Again, they've allowed 20 unanswered points. Hoagland with the run-up. It's going to be another onside kick that is easily recovered by the Bruins in Panther territory at the 49-yard line. They continue to try to keep to catch the Bruins by surprise. Lawler with a very good dive right onto the ball to not allow them to successfully recover that onside kick and keep more of the momentum. Hobbs and company will come out in Daviess County territory at the 49-yard line. Hobbs is going to go out of the shotgun. Haven't seen him do that much tonight. He's got a protector to his right. 2 receivers split down here. Sends a man in motion. He's going to give to the motion man. No, he keeps it right up the middle. Hobbs with a lot of room. Hobbs is going to be down inside the 35-yard line. And that is how you begin to shift the momentum, my friends.
That's what it takes, and you've got to change. You have to change the play calling. I believe switching to the shotgun formation is a little better coverage for the offense. I don't think you need to run the wing T anymore. You need to change things a little bit. Having Hobbs in the background really sets up the differential of whether it's going to be a handoff or a pass, and he's got the ability to do either.
Hobbs will go out of that shotgun with a protector to his right. Takes the snap. On Hobbs again on the keeper, but this time he's going to get hit and brought down by a host of Panthers back at the 40-yard line, and that one didn't develop quite how they expected it to. It's going to be 2nd and 15 back at the 39-yard line. Hobbs out of the shotgun will take the snap. Rolls out to the left, looking for somebody open, fires it down the middle of the field, got his man, and running with the football to the end zone. That is Gavin George for a Central Hardin Bruins touchdown. 39 yards to the house. And suddenly, those unanswered points are no longer unanswered. And you've just recaptured the momentum for your team.
The defense has to follow up here. That's going to be the biggest thing, is the defense shutting it down. So I talked about the change in the offense by putting Hobbs in the shotgun and him having the ability to pass. You can exploit the 4-4 coverage that Daviess County's running. They're running the 4-4. They're having all 3 of their other men lined up on the outside to try to attempt man coverage. There's no safety back there.
Flag on the PAT.
You exploit that and you're set up for a touchdown like you saw right there. Same thing Central did when they scored their 2nd touchdown tonight. It's exploiting the hole in the secondary, and it's what you have to keep going back to.
Quick score update. Last update I have from Elizabethtown. Casey Roberts, 43-yard field goal. Elizabethtown leading Caldwell County 39-0 at the half. While they line up for this PAT, Jesse, if you wouldn't mind, let's try and see if you can find the score of that Trinity game for me.
Okay.
35-10, Trinity leading.
I didn't have to find it, Drew.
Kick is no good, so it'll be 27-20 Bruins. It's the first time in a while we've seen them miss a kick. Big thanks to everybody up here in the press box for handing over that score to us. Quick reminder, this is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television Student Production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank, 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Find online at westpointbank.com. Let them help make your life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Shaw will line up to kick this one away. Ball sitting just about straight up and down on the 40-yard line. They're going to have Tinsley and maybe Tinsley and Baker are going to be back to receive. They're standing at about their own 15-yard line. Shaw with the run-up. And it's going to be a short skipper that's going to be taken at about the 32-yard line.
Ball covered by Rummage.
Rummage on the
Panthers take over.
On the reception there. So the Panthers will set up shop with 1:32 left to go in the third quarter. They are trailing by 7, 27-20. Central Hardin is going to need something out of this one. 33-yard line, excuse me.
Ball's on 33.
5 receivers set, 3 split to the inside. Excuse me, 6 receivers set, 3 on either side. Takes the snap, fires it deep down the field for Fletcher, who gets leveled. As he tried to bring that ball in, Deonko Wilkerson was following right behind him, and Wilkerson was there to make sure that no matter what, he was not coming away with a reception on that one.
No, not at all.
That was a hard hit by Deonko Wilkerson.
There was some passion behind that, Drew. Central's
a lot of fire behind that one.
Yeah. I think the Central defense may have got ripped a little bit after that last touchdown.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 33. Cameron in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Takes the snap. It's a handoff up the middle and nowhere to go. It's going to be a gain of 1 at the most for Landon Newman. And you talk about momentum. When momentum swings, you can feel it. And you can see it in the players. Right now, the Bruins players are fired up. And right now, the Daviess County players are trying to get that fire back inside of them. As, that run went nowhere.
No, and that was number 73, Garrett Hadfield.
He was one of our captains earlier this evening.
The senior who stopped him, did a great job at just sucking up the running back and stopping him there at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 7 on the 36-yard line. Central Hardin getting loud. Cameron takes the snap. He's looking for somebody open. Fires it deep down the field. It's caught by Newman in Central Hardin territory. Down to the 45-yard line, and just going to stop the clock at 37 seconds while they reset this. As they line up again, they're trying to keep things moving so they can get another play off before the third quarter ends. Cameron does a check with me. As the clock ticks inside 30 seconds, delivers the play. He's got 3 receivers split to the wide side, 1 to the near side. Takes the snap, looking to throw, and no play. Whistled dead. Illegal procedure against the Panthers. That's going to back them up 5 yards. That's going to put them right at the 49-yard line, just basically right at the midfield stripe. And that can shut down the momentum of a good drive really quickly.
It can, and we saw penalties hurt Central Hardin a bit in the beginning of the second quarter, and that's really when tide started to change. They had multiple penalties back-to-back, cost them a lot of yards. Every time they would gain them back, there was a holding call. You had a couple of illegal formations, different things like that that needed change. So now the clock goes off. We're going into the fourth quarter. Central's up by 7. So you've got 1 possession ahead. with Daviess County having the ball on the 49-yard line.
This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of the Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com. By Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. Bluegrass Cellular, where wireless works. Visit at bluegrasscellular.com. eTown Exterminating, 737-6900. Online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank, 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Online at westpointbank.com. As we start the third quarter, the Panthers will be moving left to right on your screen in the white and black. Bruins moving right to left on your screen in the blue and gray. On the 49-yard line, it's 1st and 15. Bruins leading 27-20. Cameron takes the snap. He's going to throw one over the middle, and running with the football is that's Baker. Baker, and the ball is out. Recovered by Jace Chapman.
Looks like they may be calling him down there, Drew.
And we wait to see the signal, and
that was a guaranteed fumble. There's no arguing about that.
As we wait for the signal. And they're going to say Daviess County will have the ball. Another near disaster averted by the Panthers, but you got to wonder how many more of those they can sustain before the Bruins come up with something big.
You've got to capitalize on that kind of situation.
1st and 10 on the 28. 11:30 and counting. Cameron takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to fire one short out here to Newman, and Newman's going to get brought down by a trio of Bruin tacklers. Hatfield, LaFollette on the tackle.
Dillon in on the tackle also.
It's going to be 11 minutes left to go as Cameron takes the shotgun snap. Split receivers looking for somebody open. He's going to fire it short again to Newman. Newman's up the sideline. Newman's inside the 10. Newman down to the 5-yard line.
Newman tackled by George.
Gavin George on the tackle. That's going to make it 1st and goal.
Ball's at the 5. 1st and goal from 5.
Right now the Panthers are down 27-20. 10:45 left in the game. Cameron takes the snap, looking to throw, fires it towards the end zone. There's a man over there, and it is incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Threw it right into double coverage. It's hard to see from here who that was on that double coverage. Looks like it was. How about this? Trinity is now up 42-10 over Simon Kenton. So I think it's pretty safe to say whoever is able to come out of this game is going to be hosting Trinity.
Now, do we know if Daviess County would also host Trinity? If they were
as far as I know, they will, yes. Cameron will go out of the shotgun. 2nd and goal from the 5. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Big rush coming. He's chased. He's going to go out to the left side. Throws it for the end zone, and it is out of bounds.
That was Jace Chapman.
Chapman came running through there, and when Cameron took off, Duncan was there to resume the chase.
And that's what you have to do. You have to bring back the field you had in the first quarter. There has to be pressure on Cameron. Don't give him time in the pocket.
It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5.
They're a passing team, Drew, not a running team. That's what they like to do. We've seen that. Now we're seeing that's where their success is coming from, and we've seen that based on their stats in previous games Daviess County has played. You have to take that opportunity to pass away from them. Force Cameron to scramble out of the pocket, and if he's going to throw it, make him throw it away.
Bruin crowd getting really loud out here. Cameron, and we've got a flag. Delay of game, that's going to back them up 10 yards. Gonna make it third. It's gonna make it 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line, and that's the kind of things you want to force if you're the Bruins. And this Bruin crowd getting extremely loud out here. Bruins brought the heat on the last one. Jace Chapman running in basically untouched.
You have to keep doing it.
A sideline warning against Daviess County. So again, the first one is free, the next one is a delay of game.
So both teams now have a sideline warning. Next one will be a delay of game penalty.
Here go the Bruin crowd. They're getting loud, they're getting fired up. Bruin team encouraging them. They're getting fired up too. See Hatfield out there, he's making a lot of noise. 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line.
This is an important play for the Bruins here.
As you can see, he's having to go up to his players basically. And a timeout called by the Panthers.
Looked like some confusion there, setting up for Daviess County on what they were going to run, what kind of play they were going to execute there.
Confusion that is exacerbated by this incredibly loud crowd. They're using the middle bleachers definitely to their advantage. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. 10:21 left to go in the game. The Bruins are leading 27-20. The Panthers right now are in a timeout. They're down 27-20 again. I'm looking to see if we've got any score updates. We do not right at this moment. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 10 as they come out. Bruins are getting fired up again. Crowd getting loud. Got Deontay Duncan down there encouraging the stomping, the yelling. Cameron will go out of the shotgun. He's got split receivers. A protector in the backfield. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. Big rush coming. He fires it out to the end zone, and it is
Oh. He looked in bounds.
It looked very close. He tapped both feet, it seemed like.
Brings up 4th and goal.
4th and goal from the 10. I think that was Deonko Wilkerson over there. And I tell you what, if he didn't get that ball, get both feet down in bounds, it had to have been extremely close. There's a referee over there, though. He's got the best shot of it, of course. But what a play. They're getting loud again. 4th and goal. No time for field goals here. They're going to go for it. They're going to split 2 receivers wide on either side. Cameron with a protector to his left. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Fires it to the middle of the end zone, and it is broken up in the back of the end zone. How about that? The Bruins take over on downs on the 10-yard line with 10:09 left to go with a 27-20 lead. That was a great defensive stand by the Bruins.
And that was, Drew, and that something like that, that's exciting. No matter who you are, whether you're a football fan, whether you're new to this game, or you're a Bruin or Daviess County, well, maybe not Daviess County, let me correct that. You're excited about that. That's a great drive, that's a great play by the defense, and that's the execution they needed. And the good change there was you had the blitz coming on a few different plays. You pressured Chapman, you made him uncomfortable in the pocket, and that's what you have to do. The big thing now, let's see if Central comes out. I want to see if they come back out in the shotgun set like they were, take the drive down from the field. So the ball's on the 10-yard line. You've got 90 yards to go down for the touchdown.
Cameron was uncomfortable as soon as they got inside the 10, they went it was complete uncomfortable.
Yes.
Because the Bruins were bringing heat. The Bruins were dropping enough into coverage that even when they weren't bringing a blitz, they got pressure. You had Jace Chapman on second down just come flying in there and give chase.
The defensive linemen they were starting to, the tides were just changing for the entire structure of the defense. The defensive linemen weren't getting stood up anymore. They were working around the route, containing the outside. Cameron didn't really have room to run. Chapman did a great job of coming in there on his blitz. Just good execution there.
Hobbs will go back under center with that split back look. Sends a man across the formation. Takes the snap. It's a handoff off to the left side, That was Valentine coming up. We'll gain about 4 yard line. 4 yards on that one. Baker on the tackle. And now's when the Bruins are just going to slow things down. They're going to start killing this clock, eating up as much time as they can between runs, because even if you don't score on this drive, you leave them with no time left on the clock. They only have 2 timeouts remaining for the rest of the game. Both teams down to 2 timeouts. Hobbs continues to work out of that split back formation that the Bruins run so well. Got a receiver split way out to the right side. Handoff. Valentine again, and Valentine's going to fight forward. And he will get all the way up to about we're going to pick up another 5. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2 on the 18-yard line. Valentine, we saw the fighting forward backfire earlier in the game, but right now he's got both arms wrapped around the football. He's just driving forward, and as soon as he feels like he can't fight it farther, he's just hitting the ground.
That's what you have to do. You fight as forward as far as you can, but the biggest thing is holding on to the football. You can't give up another play like that fumble earlier for the touchdown.
Hobbs turns, gives to the second man. It's George off the right side. There's a flag most likely for holding, but it's going to bring up 4th down because he's going to be short, so they will most likely decline that penalty. We await to see the result of this flag.
So discuss it with Daviess County if they want to defer.
Yep, it's going to be a hold against the Bruins. And they're going to actually mark it off, and they're going to attempt to move them back farther. So it's going to be a 3rd and 12 for the Bruins, or 2nd and 12, excuse me. Or 3rd and 12, yeah. You would think that Daviess County would want to just decline that.
Yeah, and force the 4th down. That's what I would assume. Guess they feel very confident in their defense here. Looks like they're actually going to set up a safety here, not something. Nope, I was wrong.
So they're going to bring everything tight in again. Hobbs will go in the shotgun. Motions Wilkerson over to the right side of the formation. Hobbs takes the snap, rolls over to the right, looking to throw, and he's going to fire it down the middle of the field, and the pass is broken up. Broken up by number 9. That is Rummage. Intended for Wilkerson, so that's going to bring up a punt for the Bruins with 8:20 left on the clock. They're going to have to punt out of their own end zone. We saw that nearly backfire last week against Henderson County. So you got to hope that they probably looking for a little bit more complete punt than that one. A fumbled snap and a great play by Lawler to get that one out of the end zone. Leaped a man.
We saw it almost backfire for Daviess County in the first half. Daviess County.
Snap is a little high, but
good
punt. That's going to take a very, very good Bruins bounce and be down at the 44-yard line. And that is where Daviess County will take over. Trailing 27-20 with 8:09 left on the clock. This is going to be another situation where the Bruins are going to have to make a stand, maybe make a splash play.
Deonko Wilkerson's almost had 2 interceptions tonight. Almost isn't going to cut it, Drew. I want to see Wilkerson get one and make a play here.
And one thing Daviess County needs to be careful with if they're going to try to run those little short passes again is to watch for man coverage on those, because I've seen screen passes turn into pick sixes very easily.
Central's coming out in their zone. Looks like they're really only showing a man coverage on the far side, and it's number 26.
Cameron is going to hand off to Newman. Newman's going to be through a small crack on the right side, and he'll be up to midfield for a gain of 6.
Newman on the carry. LaFollette on the
LaFollette on the stop. No update from Elizabethtown. Last we heard, they were leading 39-0. Cameron sends a man across the formation. Shotgun snap. Fakes the jet motion. Quick throw to Tinsley. Bruins tackle the catch.
Very good read there.
Tackle by committee. LaFollette, Lawler, George, among others. Gain of 1. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 on the 40.
So the good thing to point out on that play is you don't usually see the defensive end, which is what LaFollette plays. You don't usually see the defensive end outside like that on a screen pass. So LaFollette came up. He saw the pass to the outside, saw the quarterback where the look was, followed the read, and was able to make that initial stop there to shut down the quick bubble screen on the outside.
Cameron takes the snap. He's going to throw it short, and it's caught by Tinsley. Nearly broken up by Gavin George, who nearly jumped that route, too.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised to not see him jump that route and take that one to the house, but they're going to have to watch those short passes now, because the Bruins have just showed them, hey, we can see when you're going to do this.
Gavin George was actually a little shooken up on that play. You can kind of see the stutter step there.
Cameron will go in the shotgun at the 44-yard line. Takes the snap, looking for somebody to throw to. Throws it short and nearly intercepted by LaFollette. Literally, it went right into his hands, and if that's a linebacker, a safety, a cornerback, that is a pick every time. The linemen aren't used to getting the ball thrown at them at that high rate of speed.
I got a pick one time like that, Drew. I played defensive end, but no, I wasn't ready for it at all. It shocked me a little bit that I had the ball in my hands and then I had to run with it.
2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Bruin crowd turning up the heat. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Throws it across on that little crossing route to Tinsley, who's going to get brought down as the Bruins tackle the catch. He tried to slip away from a couple of them. Duncan is in there on the tackle. He's an elusive guy, but somebody had him around the legs.
Yeah, they did. And that's one of the biggest things. Is if you can't make the solo tackle, at least hold him for a period of time. One of your teammates is going to be there. And that's just good execution by swarm tackling in the defense. And that's what you have to do. You play as a team and you make the tackle as a team.
3rd down and 7 from the 41-yard line. Cameron in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the near side. Takes the snap. Looking to throw to the left side the whole way. Throws it out there, and it is out of bounds. Incomplete. Looking for Fletcher.
Pass incomplete. Fletcher, the intended receiver, brings up
4th and 7.
4th and 7 on the 41-yard line.
Central's going to need another stand here.
They're going to need, all they got to do is stop him on this one, because they're not going to punt it here. And you see the players waving. They want the noise level higher. We got players on the sideline doing it. We got Jacob Hobbs over here directing a bunch of people. The players on the field are doing it. Shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Protector in the backfield. Takes the snap, looking to throw. And he falls down, and that's going to be a sack for LaFollette. I'm not sure what happened there. He just dropped. The Bruins are going to take over.
Not going to question it at all.
They're going to take over on the 47-yard line. I'm not exactly sure what just happened because Cameron just dropped. I don't know if he slipped, if he
slipped,
saw a blitz
if he
coming.
thought he was bobbling the ball a little. Well, we've seen a couple players slip and slide, but the fields, we haven't really had any rain, at least not in a couple days.
Yeah,
Field should be fairly dry. It was a dry day today.
Well, in any case, the Bruins, with 5:25 left, have the ball pretty much at midfield. Hobbs turns. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to run around the left side, and he's got near a first down.
I think he got the first down, Drew. It looked like very
close
to it at that.
We're going to have to look at the
like
spot. And by the spot, he's got a first down at the 42-yard line.
He's at least almost a yard.
And suddenly, you feel the momentum has switched, and you feel like that for Daviess County, if they don't make something happen here, this game's going to be over.
It is, and this is one of those times to where you want to run the clock down, and I caught myself saying this last week. You want to run the clock down, but you want to execute properly to where you still make it down the field to score a touchdown again and be up by 2 touchdowns.
It's a handoff to the left side, and Wilkerson with flags coming down. It's going to probably be another hold on the Bruins. .451 left, as they are indeed indicating a hold on the Bruins. So that'll back them up 10 yards. It's going to make it 1st and 20. They will back up to the other side. They're going to go back all the way to about the 48. Back on their side of the field with 4:51 left to go in the ball game. You got to wonder if Hobbs if Hobbs and the Bruins might be thinking to try to take a dagger shot at some point and just put this one away. But at the same time, you don't want to risk something bad happening on a play like that. Hobbs will go under center. Split back behind him. Moves Chapman across the formation. Takes the snap. It's a handoff. It's going to be Valentine trying to fight up the middle. He's going to be stopped at the 49-yard line for a 1-yard loss. Clock starts to run again. Bruins in no rush to snap this. Just looking to drag as much time off the clock as possible. Hobbs will go under center with a split back behind him. One receiver split way out like he has been all night long. Sends Chapman in motion. It's a pitch out to the right side for Wilkerson. Wilkerson trying to find a little bit of room. Cuts it back to this side. He'll get back to the 49-yard line and nothing more. A lot of patience shown there by Wilkerson, but just could not find any open space. Obviously, Daviess County expecting the Bruins to run and keep the ball moving on the ground to try to kill as much clock as possible. The Bruins not wanting to take any unnecessary risks in this situation.
Not at all. And Daviess County's, they've ran the 4-4 defense. They're sticking to that. And it loads the box. They're playing the 4-4 very tight. It's controlling the outside. You've got your outside linebackers doing a good job of that. The defensive ends aren't really crashing anymore. That's not something we're seeing, that they're crashing inside and bringing the outside linebackers to making them either blitz or play the job of containment. But doing that, they're doing it. They shut down the sides of the field. Central's not really having anywhere to run to. You're trying to run at the middle. Valentine's been stopped several times. You've had Hobbs be successful a couple times to the outside, and that was just a quick design draw. You've got to wonder how you're going to change it here. You have 3:17 left. You're 3rd and 18. You don't want to punt the ball here. You don't want to give Daviess County the ball back again.
Remind you quickly, this is an HCEC-TV student production division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. 3:17 left to go. The Bruins have 3rd and 18 at the midfield stripe. As Hobbs will go under center. With that, or no, he's going to go in the shotgun with a protector to his left. Got 2 receivers split down to the near side.
Have zone coverage on the very top. We do have a safety back for Daviess County.
Takes the snap, rolls out to the left, looking for somebody open. He's going to take off running on his own, and he'll get brought down after a very short gain. Great coverage by Daviess County there to not allow anybody to get open, and Hobbs just had to take off running himself as we tick down within 3 minutes left.
Now we have the punt team coming on. Hobbs is also the punter, along with the quarterback. Hobbs had a phenomenal punt out of the end zone earlier in the game. Are we going to look for Hobbs to be able to put this inside the 10-yard line?
He's going to attempt to do it. We almost saw him do it a couple weeks ago. Hobbs lines up for the punt. And we have a whistle. Delay of game that's going to back the Bruins up a little bit.
Kind of, that actually, not a poor decision by that. You actually give Hobbs a little bit more room. In the situation he was in, a good punt has the ability to bounce back in the end zone. So this right here, you can see Hobbs is actually lining back a little bit further than he normally would. The goal is going to be to punt it and sit it within the 10-yard line.
2:24 left to go in the game. Bruins leading 27-20. Snap is a little bit high, but well handled. It's a good punt. That's going to bounce down inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5, and it's going to go right to the goal line for a touchback. That was so close the Gunners almost got there to down that one.
And it hobbled right there on the 1.
Right after the 20.
So now you got to expect a defensive stand. You got 22 seconds, so you're going to look probably one play getting off before the 2-minute warning, and then each team's going to have a little bit of a break.
Well, no 2-minute warnings in high school.
It's a valid point, Drew.
So, 2:22 left. The Bruins are leading 27-20. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Daviess County Panthers. Cameron in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers split to the near side, 1 split to the far side as the Bruin crowd gets loud and angry. He rolls out. He fires it back across his body. Newman's got it. Newman has a lot of room, and he's going to be up to about the 29-yard line, and that's going to bring up 2nd and short. Valentine on the tackle.
Looks like we need to reset the scoreboard.
2 minutes remaining.
2nd and 1. Ball on the 29-yard line. We tick inside of 2 minutes.
Clock is still running.
Cameron takes the snap, looking to throw. Fires it out here to the left side, and it is ripped out of the hands of the Bruin defender as he tried to intercept it. Tinsley will get the reception.
First down.
George had that in his hands and was trying to take off with it, and Tinsley was able to rip it out of his hands for a first down. That's not something that you see very often.
No, and it's a good read by George to be able to see that. He's picked up on those short little in and out routes, and to be able to jump one of those, I mean, that's a quick interception you need to seal this game. So good play by George there.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to turn your body away and not try to go for the return.
But Cameron's got some confusion there on the offense.
Cameron takes the snap, looking to throw. Fires this one deep down the field, and it comes up just short and nearly intercepted, and they got flags down. And they're going to call pass interference, I believe, on the Bruins.
Going to disagree with that call.
So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on the Bruins.
Pass interference.
So with 1:09 left in the game, they're going to bring them It's going to bring him up to 15 yards. It's going to give him the ball at the midfield stripe. 1:09 left. Daviess County trailing by 7. That's the old Joe Flacco play. Just throw it deep and see if there's pass interference.
We're just going to see what happens here.
Cameron will go out of the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers split to the far side, 1 to the near side, a protector in the backfield. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Pressure coming. Big rush. He rolls out to the left side, fires it down the field, and the pass is broken up. I think Newman had actually caught it, and then it came out of his hands as he spun around.
It did, and we've actually seen that a couple times tonight from Newman. So the biggest thing there is the pressure the defensive line's coming, and that's what they have to continue to do, forcing Cameron to throw on the run like that. Cameron, obviously, we've seen tonight, his initial thing is not to run. He's not much really a mobile quarterback. He has the ability, but that's not his forte. It's not like you see Jacob Hobbs when he rolls out. Keep
2nd and
pressure
10.
in there.
Ball on the 50. Cameron's going to go with that split receiver look. He's got a protector in the backfield. Motions Tinsley across the formation. Hands it off to Tinsley. It's a reverse to Baker. It's a flea flicker. And he's going to fire this one down the field looking for his man. Intercepted! Chase Elmore, what an interception. And that may have just sealed the game for the Bruins with 52 seconds left. Daviess County has 2 timeouts left.
You had to wonder at some point, with Cameron under pressure like that, throwing into dual coverage, when one of those was going to get picked off. And we've seen it all night long. We came so close so many times to have an interception. And what a better time than with 52 seconds left, up by 7 in the 4th quarter.
Bruins call their final timeout. What a play by Chase Elmore. It was just that play. That was that was either going to be the tying score or the dagger from the Bruins. It was a reverse. First it was a handoff to the jet man. Then it was a reverse. Then it was a flea flicker, fired into double coverage, and intercepted by Chase Elmore.
Which receiver was it actually that they sent deep down there? I would assume it would have been Newman or
I believe he was looking.
Tinsley, Baker Tinsley.
Tinsley was on the reverse. I believe they were looking for either Fletcher or Baker. I didn't quite see who it was down there.
I'm actually shocked. Markel Tinsley, has been the go-to, 67 receptions. Little over, should break the 1,400-yard mark after this game, 22 touchdowns. Shocked that he really wasn't the one going deep on that play.
So now, Hobbs and the Bruins will line up. With 2 timeouts remaining for Daviess County, I believe that the Bruins can just kneel this one out.
Maybe look to run it on this play right here.
Yeah, I think they're going to run it on first down.
Started.
Split backs. And
you call the timeout.
Looking for a call.
No.
So we're waiting to see what this is. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what that was, but
More of a freebie on the timeout there. The coach got a little bit of time to come out there and talk to one of the players.
So after an official's timeout, it's going to be Hobbs in that split back formation. Everything brought in tight, no split receivers. It's going to be a handoff to Valentine. Valentine's going to plunge forward. And we got a loose football, I think.
He was down.
And they are going to say he was down by contact. .46 seconds left on the clock. A little bit of a scare for the Bruin faithful. A little glimmer of hope, it seemed like. Daviess County calls their second timeout. while they take a timeout. Remind you, this is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. 46 seconds left on the clock. Bruins leading 27-20. We expect, I believe, to see the victory formation. And so, as we look ahead to next week, we will be back right here. We wait for the official end of this game. And they're going to go with the split back formation. Looks like they're going to attempt to run one more. It's going to be Hobbs just diving straight up the middle. Clock will...
Hobbs on the keeper. Cockrell on the tackle.
Cockrell on the tackle. Daviess County will take their final timeout. So 42.8 seconds. It's going to be third
down.
Media. It's third and short. 3rd and 3. As Daviess County takes their final timeout. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank.
You're reminded to please remain seated for
Elizabethtown defeated Caldwell County 52-6 to win its 3rd straight region championship. Congratulations to the Elizabethtown Panthers on their region championship.
Do we know who E-Town's playing next week yet?
I do not know. As the Bruins come out. "11 minutes remaining. Trinity leading Simon Kenton 49-10. As the Bruins prepare. 42 seconds left on the clock. They won't need much of a play here to finish running this one out. It's going to be Hobbs on the keeper. He's going to get upended. And as we watch the time tick down, it's going to bring up 4th and 4, but it doesn't really matter at this point. It's going to be real close. Bruin faithful getting loud again. What a game for the Central Hardin Bruins. What a game for the Daviess County Panthers. Flag on the play. That'll be a delay of game. So the Bruins will have to punt from their own end zone with 2.5 seconds left on the clock. You got to wonder, this could be, you know, I spoke about Joe Flacco earlier. This could be the Ravens play of take the snap, run around for a minute, kneel down, take the safety.
Yeah.
There's a safety does nothing but make the score a 5-point differential instead of a 7-point differential. You don't want to. You get the time off the clock. You don't want.
It's like they're not going to go with that here.
No, they're not. They're going to line up for some kind of play.
So you drop Hobbs back for shotgun, have him throw it out of bounds.
And what they're going to do is they're going to roll him out to the 0, kneel it down. Ladies and gentlemen, your region champions, the Central Hardin Bruins, as they defeat the Daviess County Panthers 27-20. What a ball game, Jesse.
What a ball. Congratulations to the Bruins, to the fans, the coaches out here, clinching a region title again. Central Hardin is going to go on to host Trinity next week. Well, as of right now, host Trinity.
Yeah.
Trinity is winning.
By a large margin.
By a large margin against Simon Kitten. So looking forward to that game. Drew and I will be here next week covering that from Cecilia. So congratulations to them. Great execution by the entire team. Coming up big. Chase Elmore, phenomenal job on that interception with 52 seconds left.
I'm going to tell you what. My players of the game for the Bruins. Chase Elmore for the interception.
So it's Chase Elmore on defense. Who's your offensive player?
My offensive player of the game, number 14, Jacob Hobbs, throws 2 touchdowns, keeps the defense guessing most of the night, didn't make any mistakes, didn't have any lapses of judgment and throw an interception.
No.
He kept himself calm, cool, and collected, didn't get the happy feet, didn't spill it out. So my 2 players of the game tonight, Chase Elmore for the dagger in the heart of the Panthers, and Jacob Hobbs. Who are your players of the game today?
I've got to go with Jacob Hobbs on the offense. The defense, I'm torn. So there's 3 big players that really stuck out at me. Braden LaFollette, great game by him on the defensive line, knocking down a pass, the read from a defensive end to roll to the outside like that. Deonco Duncan did a really good job coming off several blitzes. But I think I'm going to go Chase Elmore. Chase Elmore had the interception. He came off a few blitzes as well. He did great in his role as a coverage man tonight. So I'm going to go Chase Elmore in the defense, but much respect to the rest of the Bruins. This was a team win tonight. This wasn't single or 1 or 2 players on each side of the ball. So it's a phenomenal job.
One more big thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Once again, your region champions, the Central Hardin Bruins, they will host Trinity next week. We will be back here for that game. For Jesse Bird, I am Drew Bernardi. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week as the Bruins host the Trinity Shamrocks.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to midfield. Athletic Director J.C. Wright and Principal Kenny Ice will now present the trophy. Presenting the trophy to the Panthers of Daviess County, the Region 2 runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Daviess County, Region 2 runner-up. Now, for the second region champion, congratulations to the Bruins of Central Hardin, Region 2 champion. The Bruins will host the winner of the Simon Kennedy Trinity game, and right now the score is 49-17, 17 Simon.